Welcome to another PL Together Lounge Talk. I'm Adam Geller, founder and CEO of Athena, the video coaching platform that connects teachers to their colleagues and helps streamline feedback. Today, we're talking with Nita Creekmore. She's an instructional coach in the Atlanta, Georgia area with many years of experience. She's also on the team, the consulting team, I guess you'd say, with Elena Aguilar's coaching organization, Bright Morning Team. And she's talking with us today about coaching. And I'm really curious to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which is video. Nita, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we're talking on video. That's not the kind of video I'm interested in. I'm interested in teachers reflecting with video and how that plays a part of the instructional coaching process. So, first, just, lay some groundwork for those that are watching. I mean, have you used video before? Has it been helpful? Like, this is a I would recommend or I wouldn't recommend kind of tool in the toolkit.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend it. And don't be taken aback if some of the teachers are just a little bit reluctant at first, right? And so I get that. And I completely normalize that for teachers because sometimes I don't like to look at myself on video. It's like, you have to get past that whole thing. But once you get past it, it is so powerful. One, the data is all right there. So there's things that I feel like sometimes you're too close to the situation to see it. So when they are kind of like, it's almost like they are like hovering over themselves teaching, and they're seeing all the little nuances or things that may be happening in the midst of their teaching that they never even realized, or things that they may say and do that they didn't realize. So the reflection piece is so powerful because they're watching their own selves and it's almost like they're giving someone else feedback, like their alter ego or something, feedback on what they see. And so the video coaching, again, like I said, some teachers are reluctant at first, but once they get past that, and trust is going to be a huge thing here. So building trust with you to know that this video is for them and your eyes only is going to be extremely important. And really living that and not allowing yourself to share that with anybody else, right? Because the trust is going to be gone, and that's going to be it. And what happens is, if one teacher talks, they all continue to talk to each other, and then trust is gone off from a lot of teachers. So that's going to be a huge foundational piece is the trust, making sure the trust is there, making sure before you even get started that you say this is between me and you, this is reflection for you only, and our coaching conversations as well. And so making sure you kind of lay that groundwork first is going to be key.
Well, you talked about kind of overcoming that initial hurdle, building the trust, setting the guidelines for how the video will be used, acknowledging that it's okay to feel a little uncomfortable with the idea of being on video. Okay, then we've arrived, we're watching the video. You kind of described it as the teacher, watching himself or watching herself, and they do some reflections. So I'm curious about, what's the repeat customer rate on this? Like, do they do that process and say, yeah, let's do it again? Or they're like, okay, well, only because you told me to, Nita.
Well, it can be a little bit of both, but most teachers want to do it again, and not like right after, but like if they have something that maybe they have a lesson that they want to watch themselves do that they may be feeling kind of shaky on, or guided reading has been an area where some teachers want to watch themselves do guided reading and see if there's some pieces that they want to add or take away. So once you kind of overcome the first hurdle, then they're like, okay, I'll get snippets of, this teaching. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a whole day thing, a whole lesson thing. I would not suggest that. I wouldn't suggest maybe 15 to 20 minutes of them watching themselves, right? Because after that, they're kind of like, okay, but 15 to 20 minutes of them watching themselves do whatever it is. And what I would say too is allowing them to choose, right? Allow them to choose what they want recorded, not like a mandated thing as well. So be very mindful if that is something that admin is asking you to do. You kind of have to lay the groundwork with that too, and kind of let admin know that's fine, but this video is for this teacher and me coaching this teacher, and that's it, right? So the teachers that I work with, I give them the video and I let them do what they want with it afterwards. It's not something I keep because that's for them.
Are there any kind of only phrase I'm coming up with at the moment, which is not the best phrase, is a big win, right? But like any big ahas or big breakthroughs that teachers that you've seen personally be able to have once they can step outside of themselves and start to kind of, as you said, see all the data in an objective way.
Mhm. One has been more of a classroom management one, where I think that's a biggie, because I think sometimes teachers don't realize that the management is kind of more laissez-faire. Um, and so I think that was the big aha for the teacher, was to see, oh, like I have like 10 kids coming up to me at one time, and it's kind of like willy-nilly. Whereas when you're in it, you're like, oh, I just love all these kids, I'm trying to help them, but it ends up causing more chaos in your classroom. And so that was a aha moment for that teacher. And then it allowed us to have a coaching conversation about next steps, right? What could you do? Next steps, what could we have done differently? And again, I'm facilitating, so the teacher is coming up with these ideas on their own. And then I'm just helping them with the step after that, or me coming to observe real quick, those types of things. So it really can jump off a really strong coaching cycle. In order to work through, and then maybe do a reflective video at the end and see, like, and be able to mirror the two together and see what has changed, or, those types of things.
To borrow from Jim Knight, it gives teachers their clear picture of current reality. I love that phrase. I love saying it. I also love giving them credit for it.
It does.
It
It
really
clear
does.
picture of current reality. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, Nita, we need to take a break. If you're curious what we talk about next on video, make sure to head to pltogether.org for the rest of this conversation, as well as many more. Nita, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Adam.